Yeah, and she went her fast, maybe a little too early, so she didn't get quite as high as she could have.
All right. Up next from Camo Diving Club still, Roselyne Despatie. And for those wondering,
It looks like she spelled her name wrong.
Her
last name is a little bit off.
We are not relatives, but I'm glad to see that there's another Despatie in the sport of diving.
No kidding.
She'll be doing an inward 1.5 somersault pike. Nice.
Beautiful dive.
Good start.
That's a solid, confident start. I think we'll see a lot of people starting with an inward 1.5 or finishing with an inward 1.5.
Well, that's
Beautiful
right.
position
It's a
for
good
that
point
pike.
you're making. You want to start with a dive that you're comfortable with, but also finish, because you might be in a situation where you need to get some points out of that last dive to be up in the rankings.
That last one is always that you want to fight right to the end.
Yep.
At times you get a little frustrated, it hasn't gone as well as you wanted.
You keep a good one in the bank.
Dive in.
That's right.
Move up some spots if you want.
Luisa Forguero Arco from Sport for Every Child in Edmonton. So she's sort of a local, you should say.
She's from Alberta.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Inward 1.5 pike, beautifully done. Little short from the vertical here, but a nice entry in the water.
Judges
Not
order.
quite as finished
6,
as
6 and 1/2.
Roselyne
6 and 1/2. 6 and 1/2. 6
Talk
and
about
1/2.
shorter vertical,
6 and 1/2.
just a little bit under rotated.
Right. The direction you take from the board will help you feel comfortable during the dive. If you're pushing back on inwards, it just makes it harder.
Yeah. But yeah, trajectory is so much. The more vertical you come up in the beginning, the more it almost just feels like it pulls you straight down in at the end.
Here's Daniela Derevska. Same dive.
Lots of inward 1.5s in this first round.
Nice.
So much power in that takeoff.
I was talking about younger divers coming up, whether it's on the women's side or the men's side, with so much power. Daniela is definitely one of them. She's 16 years old, I believe, so the future of her diving on springboard.
Just entering the A group this year. Super strong, such a hard worker. You can see it in her diving, improving so much every year. Already good. Fronts and inwards really a strength for her.
But you need the back and reverse as well, so you got to master everything.
Yes, you need to be well-rounded in this sport and well-rounded at excellence.
Here's Mackenzie May Van Ut Cachero from the Point Claire Diving Club, also doing an inward 1.5 pike.
Well,
nicely done.
Super high, yeah, straight in. A little bit slow, I think, compared to the others.
That's right.
Doesn't matter on the 1 meter, but vertical 7s, solid scores. You hold 7s in this event, you're going to do very well.
If you can keep that up for 4 more rounds.
Now here's, I love Aurély's diving.
Oh yes. Aurélie is one of the youngsters that just came into the sport a couple of years ago from gymnastics, and clearly something is going right because
we talk about power and things, and she has speed and power and is doing the hardest dives in this event with ease, but then also we talk about the maturity and experience in controlling your power. With power comes responsibility.
Back 1.5 pike here with a lot of responsibility here for Aurélie, so just going a little bit far from the vertical. But like you said, it's as clear as can be. You want to be strong, but you really got to be able to dose it.
Yeah, and it does take time to really know where you are, especially those back and reverse directions, feeling where you are, and then going for that entry.
Those blind entries, as we call them. Alexa Fung here with an inward 1.5 somersault pike. Oh, nice.
Another strong inward 1.5.
Oh, yes.
We've seen all good inward 1.5 so far. Great pike position.
Straight legs, pointed feet. That's what the judges want to see also. I'm one to be very favorable for the, how can I call it, the beauty of the dive. I like pointed feet, straight legs in the pike position. And here comes Amélie Laura Jasmin, and I've given her trouble for this because it's one of her, it's one of the things she has to work on every day, which she does.
Yeah. Got to work on it at the right moment, too.
Absolutely. And Amélie will also be doing an inward 1.5 somersault pike. Nice.
Pretty straight legs and toes there.
Absolutely. It's almost like she listened to what we were saying.
Yeah, we do have a live feed into their ears sometimes.
So very strong, and that's something you're going to see throughout this whole event from Amélie, jumping way up high in the air.
Yeah, this ankle I think also is really, really good to see what they do under the water. You can see a lot of work on that, what we call a pike save, where they are straight above the water, and as soon as they touch, they're getting into a pike position, almost a forward roll under the water.
And that sucks the water in. So that really helps for the ripped entry, the non-splash entry that the judges are looking for.
And like so many of these things, that timing is so crucial. We're going to see the standings, I think, in the second here. And these are after the first of 5 rounds.
Standings will come. Divers still have to
we'll
focus.
See some standings,
yeah.
And they're almost meaningless at this point, 1/5 of the way through. Divers putting different strategies in their order, so things sort of come together as we get really into the 3rd and 4th round. It's like a building chess, not chess so much, but it does build as the competition goes on, as divers get past their weaker dives. Oh,
Alba
so much
Lindsay,
better.
back 1.5 pike, really nicely done here.
That was her Achilles heel in the prelim, which she still managed to come back and make the final. This will move her up from 8th.
Oh, definitely. And if you keep doing steady dives like these ones, that will definitely be a positive thing going forward. So,
yeah. Ella, we talked about elegance and beauty in the dives. Ella, one of those divers that really exemplifies the lines, the toes, entries, the movement, just fluidity of movement.
I feel it's still important, and you stand out when you do have that, right? No matter what the event is, whether it's 3 meter, 1 meter, 10 meters, if you have elegance throughout each dive, then it shows. Another back 1.5 somersault pike here from Kellyanne Tessier. Nicely done.
Solid dive again.
That's right.
2 good dives in a row.
I'd like to see the body a little more toned up for the entry in the water, right?
Yeah.
Which would make it just a little cleaner.
Precision. There's just that little bit of.
But she's dancing.
Splash.
She's having a good time.
Not disrupting her mood. In fact, this is probably a great competition strategy. Keep yourself light, open. You can always come back to moving around.
Of course. Up next, Roselyne Despatie, forward 2.5 somersault pike. I really enjoyed the pike position here in this dive. Kept her head in a little bit, so it goes past the vertical right here.
Yeah, that had potential. That was great. Pike positions look beautiful on her. Her inward really showcased it.
Yep.
A little bit over.
It's all right. No major mistake here, but want to stay focused and get ready for the next one.
Training in Edmonton, that represents Portugal in international events. She trains with Dave Flewelling, longtime Edmonton coach, also a former junior national.
I want to say like
champion.
A lifetime.
Although he's from Montreal.
You see? For as long as I can remember, Dave's been coaching in Edmonton. And for Louisa, back 1.5 pike. A little short from the vertical here, missing a little speed in the rotation.
Yeah, and then also not getting lined up. Even when you're a little short, you can still put these in.
There's some work to be done, right?
Yeah.
You kind of have to maybe arch your back a little bit, not too much.
Yeah.
There's always ways to find that vertical. Here comes Daniela now. Hometown girl with a back 1.5 somersault half twist. Wow. That's a disappearance act.
Yeah, great entry, great height. Again, forward entry for her.
Which is her strength.
Nice and high, yeah. A little bit lower degree of difficulty than some of the other twisting dives we'll see.
But you know what? I find that, and that goes for all the events, I find that in a lot of cases, and a lot of people, they're trying, it's like a mathematical competition. You want the big dives and the big degree of difficulty. If you can do your dives in a really near to perfect way, then maybe it's worth taking the hit on the degree of difficulty, right?
Well, they don't. It's not who has the highest difficulty that wins the event. It's the most points on the dive.
And there's Mackenzie May here, forward 2.5 somersault pike.
Yeah, nice position again. Nice, just a nice soft
nice
board
flow.
ride. I like this. Yeah, she's fluid in her diving.
Coming out of that rotation maybe just a little bit early. That keeps her short from the vertical.
Aurelie.
All right. Aurelie representing the Agami Diving Club. She'll also be doing a forward 2.5 somersault pike.
Yeah, and watch this speed.
Yep, that works.
A little bit like Rosaline. Just
exactly.
A little bit over, nice pike. Just, she's got deceptive power. You don't realize that she's as strong as she is and as quick as she is until, zip, she's up in the air.
Until she's in the air, exactly.
Like crazy.
And that will come with time. And competition also. I feel like for a lot of these springboard divers, you gotta be in those situations, in a final situation where there's a little more stress. Get to know yourself, how you react towards the board. As Alexa Fung is also doing a forward 2.5 somersault pike. Nice.
Well, did it great in the prelims. Maybe not quite as good as her preliminary one, but still very good. 2.5. Best one we've seen so far.
And for 7s and 7.5s.
Yeah, still a little over-rotated, so there was potential for more. But nice and high.
And it's interesting, you know, and you're a coach now, so you know what it's like. Finish a dive, go see the coach, but we really want to be thinking about the next one already, right?
Yeah, I think there's a little bit, and I don't know how you felt about it, but when you go to your coach and you just do a little bit of like a closure on the last one.
Right.
Whether you hit it or didn't.
Amelie with
even
a
better.
forward 2.5 pike also.